Today I'm going to show you how to test the SVB using the USC 10th edition test procedures. First thing we need to do is notify, identify, inspect, and observe. We're going to notify our customer that we're here to test the assembly. We're going to identify the assembly, make sure we're testing the correct one. We're going to inspect the assembly, make sure there's nothing missing, nothing damaged, and we're also going to observe the area around the assembly as well. First thing we need to do is get our air inlet canopy taken off, and we're going to flush our test cock. We're going to get a little water out of our bleed screw, and we're going to close that back down. For the SVB, we need to use a bleed valve tool arrangement on the end of our high side hose. So we'll get that connected up to the test cock. Get our test cock turned on. We're going to get the air out of our gauge by opening the high side bleed. Once that's done, we're going to shut the high side bleed. We're going to come over here and shut off our number 2 shutoff valve. Make sure our gauge is at the proper elevation, and then we're going to shut off our number 1 shutoff valve. Now, to get our check valve holding point, the first thing we're going to do is take out our bleed screw. And where the gauge stops, that will be our check valve value, which is 3.0. And now to get our air inlet opening point, we're going to open the high side bleed just a little bit to see when the air inlet opens up. And it's opening right there at 1.0. Going to make sure it drains all the way and opens up all the way by taking off our bleed tool arrangement, and it has opened all the way. We're going to get this thing back in service now. We're going to put our bleed screw back in. Shut off the test cock. Open up our number 1 and slowly open number 2 to get the customer back into service. Get our canopy put back on. Get some readings here. We got a 3.0 for the check, 1.0 for the air inlet, and it did fully open. 3.0, 1.0 for the air inlet, and it did fully open.